Hey guys, it's your coach Katelyn here, and I am here today to talk to you about business and specifically how it relates to network marketing companies, which I am a part of through Beachbody. I've been a coach for Beachbody for about 2.5 years, and I want to tell you today the value that I see in the concept of network marketing in general, and also to address a lot of questions I get, misperceptions or misconceptions about it. And this is not to convince you to be a Beachbody coach or to join a network marketing company, but it is to address the concerns you might have or the fears you might have so that if you have been thinking about it, hopefully this will give you a clear perspective of what it's actually like. And if it's not something that's been on your radar, maybe something that I say in this video will give you some insight as to the value, at least that I see in it. And my experience specifically is based on Beachbody. That's the only network marketing company I've ever been a part of. I actually didn't know what a network marketing company was prior to joining Beachbody, but I just wanted to share some insights with you that I've learned throughout this 2.5 year journey. So the first thing I want to talk about is that the biggest benefit and value, hands down, that I see in this business is the opportunity for growth. And I did another video that's actually called Testing Spirituality and Network Marketing. I'll put a link in this video. And I really do feel like the biggest lesson I've learned in this business are really life lessons. And I've been able to test out some concepts in terms of my faith in life and the universe and that all things are working out. And those are some of the biggest lessons I could have ever learned. But it's also been invaluable sales training and invaluable training in interacting with people and seeing the different patterns that people have and fears and struggles that they deal with, and learning what works best for people, and learning how to motivate myself and create a self-confidence and belief in myself, and those things in my mind are priceless, hands down the most valuable aspect of what I think a network marketing business can do. And the reason I think this is different than a normal job is that in my normal job, which I had been an engineer for a startup company, you don't see such immediate effects of your effort. And I think that's the stuff that really tests your belief and strengthens your faith and, gives you sort of a playground to work through some of these concepts and fears and doubts. And that's where a lot of the growth takes place. And it's not that you can't do that in a normal job, but I think it is much more evident and apparent in something that has a little bit more immediate effects, which is something like a network marketing company. And also, this is one of the first things I've done where, similar to that my effort that I was putting in was immediately able to be seen in the results. So that's why I think it's such a unique experience for being able to build those skills and those beliefs. Now, obviously, a network marketing company, you can Google that if you don't know what it is. It's also known as an MLM or a multi-level marketing company. Is a pyramid setup. Now, a lot of people think that's a scheme, and I'll explain some misconceptions and why that's gotten a bad rep in a minute. But first of all, I want to tell you that I think the pyramid setup is one of the most brilliant concepts out there. And as an engineer, I am super analytical. I overanalyze everything. So let me tell you, just from my perceptions with Beachbody specifically, why I think it's so beneficial. As a Beachbody coach, I make money through commissions, but I also make money. It's not directly related to what my coaches are doing and selling, but I have coaches on either leg in my pyramid. And in order to make any money from that, they are considered team volume bonus cycles. And it basically means that I need my coaches on each leg to be accruing points for that to make any money for me whatsoever. So if I'm not helping my coaches be the best coaches they can be, I'm not making any money. And in addition, it has to be both legs. So even if you sign up a coach that is just a rock star right off the bat, that does me no good if I'm not helping the coaches on my other leg. Now that being said, because of that setup, so they're benefiting me obviously by their volume, but then I'm benefiting them by giving them as much help and support and guidance as I can to be the best coaches they can be. But also when I sign up future coaches, that will benefit their team volume. So it's kind of complicated and it's hard to understand without seeing some sort of graphical representation. I don't know if other network marketing companies are set up that exact same way or not, but that's how Beachbody is set up. I find it to be a hugely beneficial system because we all benefit each other, so we all want to help each other. So it creates this amazing team environment where we're all willing to share and help each other and motivate each other. And so in turn, you have this awesome group of people that are all trying to work to improve themselves, improve their business, improve the lives of other people. And that to me is an amazing environment to be in and amazing people to talk to every day. So I see the pyramid setup as a huge benefit. Like I said, because of having to help, because of both legs having to do well for that to benefit me in any form of income that other than commissions, that also means that coaches below me can be making more money than me. And I can be making more money based on my pyramid than my coach above me if her other leg isn't doing as well. So again, maybe hard to understand conceptually, but one of the questions I've had is, does it bother me that I'm making money for the person above me? Well, my answer to that is always no. She helps me. She's wonderful. She helps me all the time. I'm happy to inadvertently be making money for her. But 2, that's not necessarily the case if she's not helping her other leg. And 3, when I had a quote unquote real job, when I was working as an engineer, in any company, you're always making money for the people above me. So I don't know. I feel like that's I don't really worry about. I worry about me. And if I'm getting the value that I want out of something and anybody else who happens to benefit off of that, good for them. Like that's great in my mind. That's not a downside. So, anyways, there's no one person at the top. There's lots of coaches, lots of different pyramids. We're all somewhat connected. And we're all part of this amazing company. But there's not one person that's just, sitting on a beach in Bermuda somewhere, racking up a ton of money from what we're doing. But even if they were, I wouldn't care because I'm happy with what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm making a lot of money off of it. I'm very happy with where I'm at in my progress. The next thing I want to talk about is some of the misconceptions that a pyramid scheme has gotten a bad rep for. And the first is there are instances where it can actually be illegal. If I was making money off of fees that my coaches were paying to be coaches, that is illegal. That is there's no product being transacted. That's when you create those giant bubbles that created the original term pyramid scheme. It was legitimately a scheme. Those are no longer legal. But other people have had maybe bad experiences with network marketing companies because maybe somebody pushed them to sign up and wasn't there to support them. That could easily be a case. I've heard of that happening. That would not happen on my team, but I'm sure somewhere out there are people that just want to sign coaches up and then hope for the best and send them on their way. And I'm sure that's happened in other network marketing companies. And I'm just like that happens in corporate America. Sometimes you take a job and you don't have the support you need or you don't have a good manager. But at the end of the day, I look at it as it's up to me to make my business and my business of the businesses of my coaches as good as I can. So there may be reasons that people have a bad taste in their mouth for network marketing because they had a bad experience with that particular person that maybe encouraged them to get started with it. But that's not my experience. And even if it was, I know people that haven't had maybe that initial support, but still made a great business out of it. So that shouldn't be your end all be all excuse of why it didn't work out for you. I don't know, like I said, how other network marketing companies run their business, but I know that some, or so I've heard, have gotten bad reputations for having very high fees to be a representative of that company. I've heard of companies that make you buy a ton of inventory up front. Beachbody doesn't make us buy any inventory up front. If a customer wants to buy something off of me, they go to my website and I see nothing of that product. It just gets shipped right to them. So I don't need to keep any inventory. I have 0 sales requirements. I'm not required to buy anything. There are literally no requirements. There's a $15.95 fee every month that pays for my website and our online accounting system and our coach support and a hotline that we can call anytime we need help. I consider that fee to be very minimal, and what we get out of it is totally worth it to me. That's our only requirement. That's it. Nothing else. So it's really a business where I feel like you can do as much or as little as you want with it. There's no long-term contracts. I can quit anytime. I've known coaches that quit. They call up, they say, I don't want to do this anymore. Stop charging my credit card. Okay, sorry you feel that way. No problem. Bye. That's it. So I would assume that other companies have gotten bad reputations for maybe not being so flexible or demanding more of the representatives that represent the company. So from my perspective, that is the only way to kind of have a bad experience with network marketing. If there's any other bad experiences you've had, feel free to share with me below. But in terms of Beachbody and how I view the company, I just don't view there being a possible way to have a bad experience. Let's see. I think it's just something with any network marketing company, whether it's Beachbody or any others, you have to do your homework. It's just like any job you may be applying for. So if it's a company that fits with what you want and what your ethics and morals are and, seems worthwhile to you, then do your homework, see what the requirements are, and if it fits with you, go for it. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have traded this experience for anything in the world. And now that I'm a coach and I get to see behind the scenes and really see how much the company cares about the customers, cares about its coaches, and really wants to deliver the best product available. I mean, I trust them 1,000%. I love working for this company. I love what they stand for, and I love that we get to be a part of ending the trend of obesity. It's a company that wants to constantly inspire people to live healthier, happier, more fulfilling lives, and that is definitely something I can get on board with. Like I said, I'm an engineer. I analyze everything. There is no doubt in my mind that as a coach, I am making a lot of money for Beachbody. And again, I have no problem with that because I feel like I am more than generously compensated as a coach between the commissions and the other income earning opportunities. There is no doubt in my mind that's worth it to me. And the system makes sense. I think it's a wonderful system. And in turn, Beachbody gets better customer service, better loyalty because they have us interacting with the customers, encouraging them, making sure they're getting the most out of their products. So I can understand why it makes a lot of money for the company, but why it also makes a lot of money for me. So I'm okay with that too. The other thing I love about network marketing is that it just creates an environment where the sky is the limit, that your output can be increased at any time. So if you're like me, where I found out my company might be closing, might be selling, I might be losing my job, I was able to increase my effort that I was putting into this and, raise my income fairly quickly and create a business where this could potentially be a full-time income if I lost my job, which I did end up eventually losing my job, and I was able to transition into doing this full-time. So I was so grateful that I was able to do it part-time. I was able to do it in the evenings and, concurrently with doing my full-time job for over 2 years. And in that time, I was able to save and invest the money I was making for Beachbody to make sure I would have a big cushion if I, did end up losing my job, but that I would also be able to transition into doing something that I love full time. I love my job as an engineer, but I also love my job as a coach. And, as sad as I was to see my engineering job go, I couldn't be happier doing this full time. So, prior to finding this opportunity, I had looked for other jobs that I could do maybe part-time to earn a little extra side income to, save and invest. And I personally found it was really difficult to find a job that wouldn't require a certain time commitment, wouldn't require a long-term commitment, wouldn't require an extensive amount of training, and was also something I enjoyed. So this to me was just the perfect fit for that. And I know a lot of coaches that, there's no reason that you need to feel like you'd have to do it full time. It's easily something that can be done part time. And I know a lot of coaches that have just used it for, to build up to their savings to buy a house or to pay for a wedding or to pay off school loans or, just to use it for extra spending money. So I think there's a huge opportunity in that. And like I said, you can do as much or as little as you want with it. So you really don't have anything to lose. And even me doing this full time, I don't feel like I have anything to lose, because the worst that can happen, even though I do believe absolutely in the sustainability of this, the company is always innovating, looking for new products, looking to deliver the best possible products to the customers. So I absolutely believe in the sustainability of this. But the worst thing that can happen is that I get amazing sales experience, I get amazing interpersonal experiences, and I go find a new job. I mean, there's really nothing to lose here. And in the meantime, I get to do something I love every single day. But I know I'll be doing this for the long run. I have no doubt about that. So it's something I love. It's something I'm very passionate about. And I know the company has an extremely sustainable long-term plan. So I am completely trusting in that and totally on board with that. The other things I wanted to talk about was just the flexibility. I already mentioned this, that you can do it concurrently with a full-time job. So it's an awesome way to earn some extra income. Like I said, I got better sales training just from the day-to-day experience of this than I ever did when I was doing clinical sales as an engineer. So, I mean, the experience you get is invaluable. And to me, that's one of the number one things that makes it worthwhile. So I guess the takeaways from this are my, favorite benefits from a network marketing company, specifically Beachbody, because that's the only one I've had experience with. It's just the priceless education I've gotten. It's really experiential learning. You have nothing to lose. There's no stress other than the stress that you put on yourself. It's been invaluable business training as well as life training. I've been able to invest, if you know the power of compound investing, compound dividends. It's nice to be able to start sooner than later. So with compound interest, that's been a huge part of building my financial portfolio. So I definitely would not have been able to do that without having Beachbody on the side and now full time. And, bottom line is I love it. I've found my passion here. I love that this is a vehicle that I can help people every day. It's something that keeps me on track with my health and fitness goals. I've learned so much from it. It's just something that I'm not trying to convince you to do at all by any means, but if it's something that you've thought about doing, I highly encourage you to look into it further, whether it's Beachbody or another network marketing company. Do your homework, like I said. See if it aligns with what you want and what you're okay with in terms of a business agreement, just like you would with any other job. And if it does, go for it. This has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I'm so glad I've had this opportunity. So hopefully I've been able to shed some light on the benefits of a network marketing company, specifically Beachbody. If you have any more questions, post them below or get in touch with me, and I'd love to talk to you more about it. If you're interested in coaching, same thing, like, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love what I do, and I love being able to share that with others. So hope that all made sense, and I'll talk to you guys soon.